pleased to yield 2 minutes to the distinguished gentlelady from New York, Ms. Stefanik.
Gentlewoman from New York is recognized.
Thank you, Ranking Member Thornberry. First, I want to thank my colleague and counterpart, Chairman Jim Langevin, for your bipartisan work on this bill. As Ranking Member of the Subcommittee on Intelligence, Emerging Threats and Capabilities, I want to highlight some broad themes that I'm supportive of in the bill. First, this bill is active in all areas of our subcommittee's jurisdiction. We continue our focus on emerging technologies, including manufacturing technologies that are fundamental to our advancements and scaling of hypersonic weapons and directed energy. We also include an emphasis on basic research and the important contributions provided by universities and Department of Defense labs, and we enhanced capabilities and support for our Special Operations Forces, including additional funds for the Preservation of the Force and Families program. The bill also extends the National Security Commission on Artificial Intelligence, which is a provision I sponsored in Section 1051 of last year's NDAA that created this commission to advance the development of AI. The Commission's recommendations will help us maintain global leadership in AI research and prepare our citizens for an AI-enabled future. As a second broad theme, this bill continues the tradition of robust congressional oversight of sensitive military operations and activities, including cyber, counterterrorism, and intelligence. These are broad bipartisan frameworks put in place several years ago by then Chairman Mac Thornberry, as well as myself and Subcommittee Chairman Jim Langevin, so I'm pleased that we continue to advance these frameworks. As we move forward to debate and consider this NDAA, we should remind ourselves of our role in national security as a legislative body. It is our principal responsibility to protect our homeland and provide our men and women in uniform the tools and training they need to safely execute their dangerous missions on our behalf. And I'm very concerned about where our colleagues in the majority are taking this bill and whether we are fulfilling that duty. Despite Ranking Member Thornberry's hard work in committee to restore funding to $750 billion, this bill remains $15 billion short of the recommendations from former Secretaries of Defense and current acting Secretaries of Defense and senior military commanders. With the top line of $735 billion, this bill would cut personnel accounts, limit programs that deter against great power competition such as Russia and China, and severely regress. 30 seconds.
I'd yield the gentlelady additional 30 seconds.
Gentlelady is recognized for an additional 30 seconds.
As we are in this great power competition, this bill limits our ability to deter against adversaries such as Russia and China, and this regresses all of the efforts we've put in to recover readiness from the devastating blow of sequestration. So while I support portions of this bill, and I supported this bill in committee, I am deeply concerned that it is moving in the wrong direction as this comes to the floor, and it fails to support the needs of our men and women in uniform and does not reflect the long-standing bipartisan tradition. I look forward to a full and fair debate on these issues, and I urge my colleagues to consider this lack of bipartisan support as they decide their vote on the final passage. I yield back.